y'all, it's Taylor, and today I'm going to be having GoodReads choose my June TBR. So this video was inspired by Riley Marie, who also did this for a GoodReads Picks Her TBR. So I'm going to be doing it the same way that she did it, and yeah, I will have her video linked down below. You should definitely go check it out. She had some really interesting books that she's going to be reading. So let's get out of YouTube real quick here and go to, sorry, I can't see my keyboard, GoodReads. It's going to be very shaky footage, and I really apologize in advance and hope this doesn't make anyone sick. I'm just holding my camera over the screen. Okay, so how she did it and how I'm going to be doing it is I'm going to go to my books that I want to read, if the internet will load. And so I went through my two bookshelves, excuse the messy room, but I went through these two bookshelves and added the books that I have onto my want to read section of GoodReads, and then you can actually sort it down here by random. So what I'm going to do is most of these books I should have or are coming in the mail soon. I don't really want to be ordering a whole bunch of books. So I'm going to just kind of do this until I get it, and I'm going to aim for 3 to 5 depending on how big of books they are. That's basically how much I read. So I do not have Rosemark. That's not a book I own. So we're going to refresh the page. Hope this doesn't take 9 million years. Before the Devil Breaks, don't have that. Wow, we're off to a great start. Third time's the charm, right? Nope, because I don't have Stocking Jack the Ripper either. I tried reading it actually, and I DNF'd it. I couldn't do it. Ship It is coming in the mail. It should be here by the end of this week. So Ship It will be my first book of my TBR. I'm actually so excited about that. I was really hoping to get a book like Ship It, a good contemporary, because I've really just been reading contemporary. So we have one. Let Us Go Again. A Court of Thorn and Roses. I also own this book and I've not read it. So that will be our second one for my TBR in June. Let's see what else we got in here. Past Tense. Wow, this is turning out so good. When I was practicing this before to make sure it would work, I was getting horrible books. And Past Tense is a really cool book. I'm really excited to read that. So that is the third one. So let us go again. Sarah Smiles. Nope, don't have that. That looks kind of creepy. Don't know why that's on my list. The Raven Boys. I have that. Wow, I'm going to start a lot of series this month, apparently, in June. So that's 4. Let's go for a 5th one. 100 Days of Cake. I also own that one. So let us open that. So let's go through these books real quick. First up is Ship It. Now, like I said, this one is coming in the mail, and I know kind of mostly that this is a contemporary book about this girl, Claire, who writes fan fiction for her favorite TV show, and she goes to basically like this Comic-Con, and she asks one of the main characters if he thinks that his character could potentially be gay, because that's what her fan fiction revolves around. And then he kind of laughs it off and says no, and this creates like this huge PR problem, and so Claire ends up going on this like tour with the cast, and she has to become friends with the people, and I know it has to do with kind of like sexuality is explored, and a lot about like that character who originally didn't think that his character could be gay. He starts to really question things like that. And there's a little romance in here with this girl named Tess, I think is what the description is showing me. And so between Claire and Tess, this definitely has some LGBTQ representation, which is my absolute favorite type of books, would be LGBTQ books. So excited. Next up on my TBR is Sarah J. Maas's A Court of Thorn and Roses. I do not actually know a whole lot about this. I think it has to do with fairies. I know it's a fantasy book. So let me read the synopsis real quick for y'all. The lighting is horrible. Let me turn on a light here. There we go. That's a little better. So, Court of Thorn and Roses. It says, when 19-year-old Huntress Fairy kills a wolf in the woods A beast-like creature arrives to demand retribution. Words, what are they? Dragged to a treacherous magical land she knows about only from legends, Fairer, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, discovers that her captor is not an animal but Tamalin, one of the lethal immortal fairies who once ruled their world. As Fair dwells on his estate, her feelings for Tamlin, good need to work on these names, transforms from icy hostility into a fierce possession that burns through every lie and warning she's been told about the beautiful, dangerous world of the Fae. But an ancient wicked shadow over the Faeland is growing, and Fury must find a way to stop it or doom Tamal and his world forever. So I suck at names and pronouncing things and reading out loud, if you can't tell from that attempt. So just going down the line, let's look at the next one that I have. It's called 100 Days of Cake by Sherry Goldhang. I got this off of GoodReads not too long ago. Picked it up for the summer, so I'm super excited. Ended up almost TBR. And I don't know a lot about the synopsis. I'll give it a read real quick here on camera. But I think I just picked it up because it was like a cheesy contemporary, and that is my jam, especially lately right now. So let's give this. Every other senior at Coral Cove High might be mapping out every facet of their future, but Molly Brine just wants to spend the rest of her summer, maybe the rest of her life, watching Golden Girls reruns and hanging out with her cute coworker at Fishtopia. Some days they are the only things that get her out of bed. You see, for the past year, Molly's been struggling with depression above and beyond industry standard teen angst. Crushing on her therapist isn't helping, and neither is her mom, who's convinced that baking the perfect cake will cure her. As if icing alone will magically make her rejoin the swim team or care about the sats. No, not going to happen. But then Molly finds out Fishtopia is turning into a lame country diner. Her already crummy life starts to feel even more out of her control, and soon she has to figure out what, if anything, is worth fighting for. Okay, really excited about this book now. I love, like I said, LGBTQ plus books, but above that, not even above that, equal to that is mental health related books. Anything, in my opinion, that has a good message, a good story, and I mean, I can't tell if this is going to be a great story and have the best messaging, but things like mental health, sexual assault, LGBTQ, things of that nature are books that really get me interested in them. So I must have just read that she was struggling with depression and things like that and wanted to read it, and it's probably, I would say, something that I felt I could relate to. So that is definitely something exciting that I'm looking forward to. Then fourth is The Raven Boys. This is the first one in the Raven cycle, which I believe is 4 books. I don't know what you would call that. So again, because I suck at summarizing synopsises, I am just going to read it, and I'm actually going to put y'all down there real quick. Sorry for that. So, it says, every year a blue sergeant stands next to her clairvoyant mother as the soon-to-be-dead walk past. Blue never sees them until this year, when a boy emerges from the dark and speaks to her. His name is Gangsy, and he is a rich student at Elginby, the local private school. Blue has a policy of staying away from Elginby boys, known as Raven Boys. They can only mean trouble, but Blue is drawn to Gansy in a way she can't entirely explain. He is on a quest that has encompassed 3 other Raven Boys: Adam, the scholarship student who resents the privilege around him; Rowan, the fierce soul whose emotions range from anger to despair; and Noah, the taciturn watcher who notices many things but says very little. As long as she can remember, Blue has been warned that she can cause her true love to die. She doesn't believe in true love and never thought it would be a problem, but as her life becomes caught up in the strange and sinister world of the Raven Boys, she's not sure anymore. Now, I know a little bit about the Raven cycle from Read by Zoe, who read them all in a readathon, and so it sounds really interesting. To me, it's like a fantasy, but not a hardcore fantasy book, so I do appreciate that in it. because right now I'm more on a contemporary kick, so I think A Court of Thorn and Roses might be harder for me to get to if I'm still in this contemporary kick, whereas like Raven Boys is still like fantasy but also some contemporary thrown in, so I think I'll have an easier time with that one. I'm still excited for all of them. One that I'm really excited to be getting to this month, and so excited it popped up on GoodReads when I did this, is Past Tense by Star Spider. This is a Canadian author, which for those of you that ever watched my goals, or reading goals for 2018, I want to read more Canadian authors. As a Canadian, I feel I should be reading more Canadian authors, supporting local authors, and I think it would be really cool if their books also set in Canada, so I kind of understand the setting a little bit more. So let me read you this synopsis real quick. I'm going to put y'all down again, sorry. And then that will probably be it. So, Julia Nolan is a pretty average girl with pretty average problems. She's been in love with her best friend, Lori Lee. I hate names. I can't pronounce names to save my life. So she's in love with her best friend, we're going to call him Elle, ever since they met in grade 3. Only Elle doesn't know about it. She's too busy trying to set Julie up with Henry, her ex, so Julie finds, in a word, vaped. Who Julie finds in a word vaped. I'm sorry. You're probably all going to click out of this video because I'm trying to read synopsis, but bear with me, we're almost done here. But life gets more complicated when Julie comes home to find her mother insisting that her heart is gone. Soon it becomes clear. Julie's mom believes that she is dead. How is Julie supposed to navigate her first year of high school now while she's making midnight trips to the graveyard to cover her mother with dirt, lay flowers, and make eulogies? The way is Henry, the only person Julie feels comfortable turning to. If she wants to get through this, Julie's going to have to find the strength she never knew she had and learn how to listen to both her mom's heart and her own. Again, I liked this book and picked it up recently at Chapters because it was a Canadian author, but also because it has aspects of mental health, because I forget what the actual name is, but it is a mental illness when you think you are dead. So I think this actually turned out so well of a TBR. So just to refresh, we have Ship It, Court of Thorn and Roses, 100 Days of Cakes, The Raven Boys, and Past Tense. I don't know what I was doing. My hand's just there. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely check out the original that I will have linked down below that I showed you at the beginning of this video, and let me know what you want to think, or what you think about it. You're probably thinking I can't speak. So let me know what you think. And yeah, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what is on your TBR this month. I'm always interested in knowing. And if you've read any of these books before, what you thought of them, or if any sound interesting to you. And anyways, I will see you all next Monday. Bye!